All right, let's do a very basic process, and everyone again drop in. Let me just say, as the weekend progresses, at first I'm going to say, everyone take a breath, drop into the space between the breath. And the more we do this, I'm going to change a little bit and just start saying, all right, everyone, just drop in. And I want you to notice this, because to me, I touched last night on how this is the key. Using your perception like this is a key to unlocking the energy of the universe. So when I'm resting here in this space between the breath, for me, it's kind of like I'm shifting. I'm just kind of going whoosh, and then holding it. Or I often liken it to a light switch where I just very gently kind of whoosh. Just like you trained early on to start thinking. They got you to start to think in school. Thinking. Well, this weekend I want to train every moment we're going to shift and do something a little different to get this process to start to kick in. This is a non-linear process, and so what we're going to do and how we're going to do things is not going to easily, it's not like we're going to give you a schedule. We're going to mix up, we're going to do different things. We're going to have different assignments where at certain points that we say, go out and explore. Yet in your exploration, do it from here. Neutrality. As you take a breath in, just kind of hold this space right here. For me, as I hold it, I feel my body kind of in this neutral, and I feel like I'm being pumped up with energy from the universe. Allow this space, what we call the quantum field that surrounds the body, to open up. I want to suggest that as this quantum field opens up, I liken it to opening up your computer screen. Everyone on planet Earth likes the computer screen. They open up every day. They look at their friends, they look at their family, they look at everything going on. Their emails, their videos, their pictures, their music. They organize it, they make sure they have what they want. Well, to me, this quantum field is just like a screen. And every day I make sure I take a moment, I open it up, and I look around. Take inventory. What's going on today? Here in this space. This is who we are. We are this space. This is our home. And everyone understands what's happening in their homes. They clean their living rooms. Take out the garbage. Make sure the pipes are working. Electricity's working. Yet nobody takes a look and sees what's going on here in this real home. So what I want you to do now is look around. With your perception, simply look around, take a look. Take a look at the body. Start with the body. And just scan your body. You don't need to be a healer or some kind of yogi to be able to look in inventory and see, is there anywhere in your body that's hurting right now? Is there any tension going on? Is there any injury or health situation you've been dealing with? If there is, that's great. Just go up to it and just say, welcome. I find an area right away that's not feeling so comfortable. It's just a little bit tense in the body. And so I go right up to that with my perception, just like you would with the laser, only do it with your perception, and just very gently say to that area, Aloha. Welcome. Tell you, this is one of the most valuable tools that I use in my life. And as soon as I welcome it, don't try to heal it, don't try to energize it. Simply welcome it. For me, as soon as I welcome that area, my body unwinds. You use your energy to hold things in place. It stands to reason that you can do the same to unwind things. And right there, my body just kind of dropped back into still point. That tells me when I drop back into still point, it's kind of like water bubbles underneath something, you know, and the water bubble comes up and it's making a whole thing as it's coming up. And then that's what it feels like. When I go to an area and welcome it, it feels like, oh, okay, great. The water bubble's now coming up, it's getting all that stuff out. And then when it gets to the surface, whoosh, it pops out, the oxygen pops out of the water, and the water's still again. And as soon as I drop back into still point, it's like, okay, good, that thing, whatever it was, just dissolved. Does that make sense? Now, go around and look around again. Now look around and look for a health challenge. Maybe there's something going on with your digestion. Maybe there's something going on with your memory or insomnia. Or some other situation you've been dealing with, some condition. Whatever it is, simply invite it. Simply pull it up into the screen of the quantum field. This is like your computer screen. And throughout the weekend, we are going to keep opening this thing until it is easy for you to assess an inventory as it is for you to scan and check your computer. So look around again, see if you find any health challenges. I find one right away. Anyone who's honest should be able to find one on planet Earth. And whatever it is, pull it up here. Pull it right up into the screen of the quantum field. See, most people use so much energy to avoid looking at these things. Yet if they're here, it's like your computer. If you have a virus or a bug on your computer, when you turn it on, you get problems. Whether you look at it or not, doesn't matter. The physics are, if it's there, you turn it on, you're going to get problems. Same thing with the body. Whether you look at it or not, irrelevant. If it's there, you're going to get the problem. So my view is pull it up here on the quantum screen. Let's really invite it to come up here. Once I have it right here in the screen, I go up to it and I just say, hi. Welcome it, as though it's a long-lost friend that's been holding something very dear for you. Don't try to heal it. Don't try to fix it. If you fix it, you're acting like there's something wrong with it. And the problem with that is that you're inside of it. That neutral essence is in it. So as soon as you try to fix it or heal it, you're basically saying it's not good, which basically means it's not going to let go. So the key to it is to say very gently, hi, how are you? Aloha, welcome. Thank you for showing up, as though it's a long-lost friend, which it is because it's holding your essence. I always tell people, I don't care what the challenge is, I don't care what the health situation, every situation, we have to welcome it. Because the energy in it is we need. So for me, the health thing that I brought up, I welcome it, and sure enough, my body starts to unwind. It starts to open up. Feels like that water popping up through the bubble, going up the air, oxygen going up the water. Until right there, until it comes out. For me, it kind of starts in an area and it goes like this. It kind of bubbles out until it clears out of the quantum field, and then I just drop back here into still point again. Usually for me, in my life, every day I try to, when I do this process, I don't spend too long doing it. I do clear a couple things. I find if I clear a couple things every day, then in my life, I don't collect things. Every day people go around and they collect a new injury, a new emotion, a new judgment, something new to be upset about, a new cynicism, a new something. In my life, my view, as long as I'm dissolving at least once a day, it offsets anything I might be collecting. Now, everyone take a look for a moment. Anybody notice their experience in still point? I tell you, for me, I just cleared a couple things, and I feel way more lighter and in this place. Anybody notice that? When you clear a couple things, it's like, In fact, now look around. Let's do it again. I really want to get this for new folks to really experience. Now look around and see if there's any emotional stuff this week. Was there anything you got heated up about? Any situation with a friend or a loved one or a partner or a job situation or a neighbor? If there is, that's okay. Just simply bring it up here. Don't act like it's not here when it is. Bring it up here into the screen of the quantum field and simply say to it, hey, thanks, aloha. And don't bring up the person as though it's them or it's you and process it and think about it. Just bring the whole situation. The person, you, whatever it brought up. Just pull up the situation here. And as soon as I pull it up, I just say aloha. We're not welcoming the person. We're welcoming the entire contraction. And we're just saying whatever was in here. Aloha. Like the delete key on your computer. We're just saying aloha. And as soon as I pulled something up, I welcome it, and sure enough, my body starts to go into this. In our seminars, we call this still point response. I can tell right away when I'm in still point response because the body goes like this. It starts to breathe. Very gently, it kind of starts to go like this. It just feels like a breeze where my body's just kind of unwinding. It feels very similar to anyone who's used unwind on the laser. It feels exactly like unwind on the laser. My body's unwinding. Feels really good. You could leave me in the unwind space. Unwinding feels great. I love it. I just unwind. Whew, that feels good. Right there, I can tell right there I'm about to drop into still point. Right there. My body kind of goes whoosh. And that whatever was unwinding reached its way out. And then I just settled back here into neutrality. Now I want you to notice, for me, as I rest here, I have a completely different experience of this quantum field, of this space that surrounds the body. I tell you, in my life, and yogis and shamans say the same thing. If there's a lot of things cooking in here, in the East, the yogis call it karma. If there's a lot of stuff cooking in here, injuries, emotions, cell memory, judgments, then this quantum field gets pulled in. The energy of this field then gets pulled in and starts fixating. When you start to dissolve these things, the energy, like in accounting, we're saying to spending on junk food. Well, we're not going to spend on junk food any day. Well, guess what? Now you have more energy available. When we say to the energy that's oscillating the thinking, no, we're not going to do that today. Unwind the thinking. Guess what? That energy becomes available here. When we say to the emotions, well, I could get emotional, upset about that, or I could dissolve it and say, well, how else could we use that energy? All right, that's great. Now I want everyone to look around. Scan your quantum field. This is something I do a lot. I just kind of look around. I'm constantly in my life checking into this space of the quantum field. In my life, this is my body. This isn't my body in my life. This is like my clothing, the human body. My real body is the subtle body. This body's here for a moment on planet Earth. I like it. I'm glad I have it. But to identify with it, to me, it's like the scuba gear. You know, it's what we use here on planet Earth. So scan around the outside of this quantum field. Just check in with it. I want you to notice where you're at with it right now. Do you notice a field around your body? And then we're going to check in later throughout the course of the retreat. In fact, a very easy tool you can do that we did last night also is envision a nice laser saber, the kind they have in the movies. And just scan around the outside of your field. I tell people I do this every day. I scan the periphery of my field. And I'm just cutting. Yogis, healers say that most people have cords of energy connecting their chakras to their friends, to their family, to their loved ones, to their religious groups, to their groups they're with, to their communities, to their... In other words, people are connected through the chakras to everything that they have going on. Well, it's very hard to hold this space of the quantum field. Most people ask me, they say, well, gee, how do you hold that space open? And I say, it's very easy. Once you stop having all this energy coming into your chakras. If you have emotion coming in from your friends and from your parents, whether they're here or not, and that energy is driving emotionality, well, it's really hard to hold open neutrality in the space of the quantum field. Yet if every day you take a little moment and go around the outside of the field to clear and dissolve any cords, any blockages. So take a moment and do this. Everyone again drop into still point. And simply go around the outside. And cut any cord. See who comes up. I go real slow and I just see who comes up. And I do it with everyone. People that are closest to me, my family. No, I don't have any emotional cords going between people in my life. I say, you know, I'll be here from a place of neutrality. I love you, and yet I don't want the emotion stuff coming. It'd be like going out in a rowboat and you got a hole in the rowboat and water's coming in. Well, the boat doesn't float if there's water coming in. It sinks. Well, the quantum field doesn't stay open if there's polarization coming in, if there's karma coming in, if there's emotional spectrum, if there's judgment coming in. If someone's judging you constantly, guess what? It's going to be hard. Your quantum field isn't going to feel good enough. It's going to shut down. So take a moment, see. You'll be amazed. I get people tell me their parents who aren't even around anymore popped up. Go real slow and just see who pops up right now. And simply cut the cord. Just say, I'll still be here for you from a place of neutrality. And simply cut any cords. This is a really good one for your retreat. If you have family at home, if you have people that are pulling on you for the retreat, just say, you know, I'm just going to cut these cords. We're not saying we're not going to be with our children. We're not saying we're not going to be with our loved ones. We're saying we're going to be there from neutrality, which is way better for them. Now they get everything they actually need. I can't say this enough. A lot of people don't do this because they feel like they're going to be saying rejecting their partners or their loved ones or their family. Not at all. In my experience, we're not rejecting them. We're giving them more when we do this. Does that make sense? So take a moment and do this. All right, good. Did anyone feel that kind of shift right there? At a certain point, I was doing it and my body just kind of went, ah. All right, really good. Anybody feel that shift in the room? That's how powerful this tool is. And if you've never done this tool, I just cannot say how powerful. I'm giving you some tools. Basically, I'm sharing with you what Lily and I do in our life. We use these tools every single day. I'm not just sharing this with you because, I heard it somewhere else and I, think it's some great idea. This is really worked in tools. I do it so much, it's a natural part. I never sit down and do this, Quantumfield, with the thing. I do it on the fly. I could be in one meeting and someone comes in and they're making a ruckus and their energy is just going. I just say, okay. And it's just going on around my field. So that I can still meet in that group and not have that person's input blowing the whole thing. Does that make sense? I could be in a situation at the airport and some people are all cooked up right in front of us. And I'm trying to be in a nice place and they're cooked up and everything. And I just say, just go like that. Like your computer does it. It's not, it goes to a website. It says, wait a moment here, we're scanning. Does that make sense? I'm going to keep going through processes this weekend. And I really want you, whether you're here or anywhere else, do these things. Easy. So far we've done 3 things. What did we do? First thing we did is we drop in still point and hold still point. That's one thing. I don't want to suggest that is all I do. Because I could be in a situation with someone and they're all cooked up and I'm doing that and it's not working. It's not, I'm still getting, just going like that. So then I say, okay, great. Boom. I start clearing the outside of the field. Then I might feel that, okay, good. That's good. If that doesn't do it, then I open up my quantum field. And just hold that still point space until this field opens up. Just to say, well, ho, everything around me. I might activate activation, which works really good. We're going to touch on that a little bit later. We're just looking at different ways to use our perception.